Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this video. This is going to be a crazy video. I hope you guys are buckled up. Get ready for this one. We're going to talk all about this guilty verdict, but we're going to tie it into Flight 77 from 9/11, and we're going to tie it into the show Manifest here and Top Gun and the Mavericks, the NBA Finals. We're going to tie it all together. So let's just get it right into it. So, just to recap, my last video I talked about how the sentence or the conviction of Donald Trump a few days ago was all about the number 77. Okay? First of all, Trump is 77 years old, okay? He was found guilty on the feast day of Corpus Christi, which is all about the blood of Christ, and Christ equals 77, okay? He will be sentenced on July 11th, which is 7 times 11 equals 77. So again, all these things connected. The same day that Trump was found guilty, Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, who wears number 77, powered his team to the NBA Finals against Boston. Okay, so all this stuff happened on the same day. And another thing I forgot to mention is from Trump's sentencing on July 11th to the next election is 117 days, which is again like 11 and 7, okay, which is 77. And so again, this whole day was about 77, but we're going to bring way more into this now, okay? So first of all, this guy, the same day Trump was found guilty, he leads his team to the finals. He wears number 77 and plays for Dallas, okay? Dallas, Route 77 runs through Dallas and runs all the way down to Corpus Christi. And I just told you the same day that he did this for his team was the feast day of Corpus Christi. What's the chances of that, guys? 77 runs through his city, down through Corpus Christi, and on the feast day of Corpus Christi, number 77 powers his team to the finals when Highway 77 runs to Corpus Christi through his city, Dallas. Okay? And again, Trump was found guilty the same day with a guilty verdict, right? Guilty verdict, 77. Trump's 77 years old, okay? So perfectly scripted, right? Now, just to also recap, in the septenary cipher, which is the cipher all about sevens, because the word sept means seven. Okay, so this cipher is basically all about sevens, right? And in that cipher, what are the chances that in the seven cipher, guys, President Donald Trump equals 77? And he was found guilty on 34 felony counts, which equals 77 in the same cipher, okay? And remember, this was on the feast of Corpus Christi, which is all about Christ, which equals 77. And this day he was found guilty, and the day number 77 led his team to the finals with 77 days before the founding of the Society of Jesus. Okay, and the founder of the Society of Jesus is Ignatius of Loyola. Saint Ignatius of Loyola equals 77. Okay, and again, the same day. This happened 77 days before the day he founded the Society of Jesus. Okay, and again, Trump that same day was found guilty at 77 years old of guilty verdict, 77, okay? And that same day, guys, from May 27th to today, June 1st, they were having the 77th World Health Assembly. You see the joke, guys? It's just, you guys cannot tell me that this is not the most important number with the whole ritual. I know there's a lot of other people saying all these other numbers are important, but I'm telling you, this 77 is the number, okay? And I've showed you already 4 or 5 things, and I'm going to show you more, okay? Now, not only that, I said the same day this happened, number 77 leads his team to the finals against Boston, which equals 77, guys. What are the chances? I mean, number 77 star player will now be playing the team that equals 77, okay? And in most of the world, like where I'm at in Germany right now, the game will start on the 7th of June, and it will go and 7 days later will be Trump's birthday, which will be the end of his 77 years. So again, you have these 77 connections, okay? And again, I went to this Boston site and I saw that they posted this, guys, and look at this, weaponizing their time. I wonder what that means. So let's decode it because it's telling us all about the sevens, okay? First of all, the headline of the article says Celtics weaponizing. The word weaponizing equals 77. In the same cipher as Jaylen Brown. And this guy is the guy posted on this screenshot, guys. So what are the chances that the guy posted on the screenshot, Jaylen Brown equals 77, And the word that they're emphasizing is weaponizing, which equals 77 in the same cipher as Donald J. Trump. Okay. And look, he wears number 7. What are the chances? And just to beat it home, guys, his birthday, Jaylen Brown's birthday, is 10/24/2023 last year, which was 77 date numerology. 10 plus 24 plus 20 plus 23 equals 77. And Donald Trump was sentenced to on May 30th, or was found guilty on May 30th. So that means 77 months and 7 days after Seven's birthday, and his name equals 77. Donald Trump, who's 77 years old, was found guilty. Guilty verdict, 77. And this guy plays for Boston, which equals 77. And even if you type in weaponizing their time, it equals 777. Okay. So, I mean, come on. This is just insane. And now we're going to talk about the flight stuff, guys, because this is all connected to Flight 77. But first, let's talk about this movie that was released. Remember, this guy plays for the Mavericks, and he wears 77. This movie was released last year, Top Gun Maverick, which equals 77, like guilty verdict. Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, also equals 77. But from Top Gun Maverick to Trump's conviction on 34 counts is 734 days. Well, what happens if you break this number up, guys? 734, okay? 734. So you say the 7 and you add the 3 plus 4 and you get the 7. So this number, if you break it up, is 77. And the reason the 34 is important here is because from this movie to Trump's 34 counts was 734 days. And just to prove the 34 is also important here, Tom Cruise, who plays Maverick, his birthday is 34 days right here after Trump was found guilty on 34 counts. Okay. So there you go again, right? And 3 plus 4 is 7. So now let's talk about Dallas one last time before we get into the real big connections. Elon Musk posted this 7-Eleven gas station with a price at 7-Eleven. I don't remember exactly when this was posted, guys. I forgot to put that here. But anyway, Trump was sentenced on July 11th, right? Well, if you type in 7-Eleven the way they write it on their logo, it equals 34, like hush money. And Trump was sentenced to 34 counts of hush money, right? Like by Stormy Daniels. Stormy, 34. 7-Eleven, 34, right? But the big thing about this and how it ties in with this guy is, well, 7-Eleven was founded in Dallas, guys, which is where this guy plays. 7-Eleven, 7 times 11, 77, founded in Dallas. Number 77 plays for Dallas Mavericks. And if you type just in the word Dallas in gematria, it equals 49. And 49 is 7 times 7. Okay, so again, how many different ways do I need to prove? Okay. Now let's get into the big stuff, because the Dallas Mavericks, they play in American Airlines Center. And immediately after seeing that, I thought of American Airlines Flight 77. Okay, so number 77, Doncic, plays in American Airlines Center. And American Airlines Flight 77 hit the Pentagon on September 11th, right? Well, sept means 7. So that means you could say that American Airlines Flight 77 hit the Pentagon on 7/11, because sept means 7. So September is 7/11. 7 times 11, 77. Flight 77, right? Well, in Satanic, American Airlines, which was the flight, equals 7/11. Okay? And don't forget, Flight 77 was in the air for 77 minutes before hitting the Pentagon on the 77 Meridian West. Okay? So this is huge, right? And that's why I'm making this connection. They're playing in the American Airlines Center, okay? And he wears 77, like American Airlines 77, okay? Now, this is what I'm going to bring in the show that's all about flights, right? We're tying this to flights. This show is called Manifest. It's about a group of people who disappear on a flight and come back, reappear 5.5 years later, okay? But in this movie, there's something called a death date, okay? The flight in this movie is called Montego Air Flight 828. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, okay? But anyways, there's something in this show called a death date, which pretty much just means that after they returned after 5.5 years, they have to face their death date again. So they disappear for 5.5 years. They come back. They can stay for another 5.5 years, but then they have to face their death. Okay. So they call this the death date, right? So this is what you guys have to know, right? These two characters right here in the movie, one of them is Josh Dallas. Okay. And I just connected Flight 77 to Dallas and number 77, American Airlines Center and number 77. Okay. And now this guy who's associated with this flight show is named Josh Dallas. Okay. And his daughter in the movie is Luna Blaze. Okay. And these two are the ones who are decoding the death date in the movie. Okay. And right here it says Ben, who's this guy, calculates the time they were gone. And Olive, which is this girl, comes to the conclusion that it's June 2nd, 2024, which is tomorrow, guys. That's why I'm doing this video. Okay. So in the movie, they literally give you this date, and these two are the ones who figure it out. So I'm going to tie all this in together. Okay. So first of all, before we even get into that, I just want to show that Luka Doncic, number 77, his nickname is Luka Magic, right? And Luka Magic equals 33 in the same cipher as this show, Manifest, and as this girl who finds out the death date I just explained to you in the last slide, right? Her and her dad in the show figure out the death date, okay? So all these things equal 33. Luka Magic, like Luka Doncic, Luna Blaze, okay, who's in Manifest, and the show itself, Manifest. But look, Luka Magic has a 2-cipher match to Manifest, 33 and 281 in Jewish. American Airlines, he plays in American Airlines Center, okay, equals 281. Okay, so it's all tied. But here's the big connections, guys. This is insane, right? Because I just connected these two people in this flight movie and this guy who plays in Airlines Arena, right? Flight 77, right? So here we go. Flight 77 equals 274 in standard gematria, okay? The reason this is important is because if you go from this guy's birthday, number 77, to this girl who figures out the death date in the flight show Manifest, it's 2 years, 7 months, and 4 days, like 274. Flight 77, 274. This girl is born on the 274th day of the year. So she's born on the 274th day of the year, and Flight 77 equals 274. Okay? Now, remember, Dallas plays in American Airlines Center, which opened on 7/17/2001. And 77 days later, guys, this girl was born. You guys understand what I'm showing you right now. 77 days later, after this stadium opened that 77 plays in, she was born on the 274th day of the year, and Flight 77 equals 274. And these two were born 274, apart. Okay, do you see how perfect this is? And again, in this movie, she decodes the death date, June 2nd. Okay, I'll show you here. This girl and her dad just decode the death date, June 2nd, which is tomorrow. And remember, the Dallas Mavericks, this guy will be playing in the finals just days after that. Okay, so it's all connected with this time. That's why they gave us June 2nd way back. Okay, this show aired this episode where she reveals the death date as June 2nd, 2024 happened like 3 years ago. Okay. So there's a big connection here also with this girl and her decoding the death date of June 2nd, 2024. Okay. And I just showed you how she was born 77 days after the American Airlines Center opened. Okay. She was also born on the 77th birthday of Jimmy Carter, the president who was elected in 77, guys. She was born on the 77th birthday of the president who was inaugurated in the year 77. He was inaugurated on January 20th, 1977. And if you add up his date numerology, 1 plus 20 plus 19 plus 77, it equals 117. And again, guys, this can also lead you back to the 77. 11 times 7 is 77. Okay? The reason this is also interesting is because the Mavericks, who this guy plays for, right? They were founded by a guy named Donald J. Carter, like Jimmy Carter. J. Carter, Jimmy Carter. Donald. There you go, Donald, right? And this guy's name is Doncic, like Donald Trump. I already connected Donald Trump to all this, right? So Donald and Jimmy Carter, Donald J. Carter, right? What are the chances that he founded the Dallas Mavericks, right? And again, this is 77. She's born on 77 years birthday of Jimmy Carter. Oh, an American Airlines Center, where Dallas Mavericks play, equals 117, guys. Again. So Jimmy Carter became president in 77 on 117 date numerology. Okay. Well, this year, the death date that's decoded in the show Manifest by this girl, right, who's born on the 77th birthday of Jimmy Carter, June 2nd, 2024, she decodes it in the show Manifest. And 77 days after tomorrow, that date will be Jimmy Carter's wife's birthday, who just died last year, Rosalind Carter. 77 days after this date, again, this girl born 77th birthday of this guy. And then if you go and take her date that she discovers, 77 days later, is the wife of Jimmy Carter. Okay. And if you go from the date that she discovers the death date, 6/2/24 tomorrow, 77 days backwards is the 77th day of the year. So what are the chances, guys? 77 days forward is Jimmy Carter's birthday. She's born on the 77th birthday of Jimmy Carter. And then 77 days back from her date is the 77th day of the year. Okay. Now, this is where it gets even more crazy, guys. Remember, in the show Manifest, where she decodes the death date as being tomorrow, it's all about the flight 828. Well, 828 is the gematria of Donald Trump, guys. And this flight in the show leaves from Jamaica and is going to John F. Kennedy. Again, I already made lots of connections with Donald Trump and John F. Kennedy. Remember, Donald Trump was, the jury started to deliberate on John F. Kennedy's birthday. And so in the show, Flight 828, like Donald Trump equals 828, goes from Jamaica to John F. Kennedy Airport. Well, what's funny about that, guys, is not only is Donald Trump connected to John F. Kennedy, but Donald Trump was born in Jamaica Hospital. And in the show, 828 is going from Jamaica to John F. Kennedy Airport. Okay. Now, this is where it gets crazy. If you go from this girl who figures out the death date, June 2nd, 2024, and Manifest, right, with the flight 828, and you go forward to the day that Trump was found guilty, it was 82-77, guys. And again, guilty verdict, 77. Okay. This guy was also leading his team on that day to the playoffs, number 77. Okay. So, but why is this interesting? 82-77. Okay. But not only that, if you go from her birth, her date of birth, 10/1/2001, okay, just 21 days after 9/11, okay, to the date that she predicts in the movie or in the show Manifest, June 2nd, 2024, it's 828 days, guys. 8280, which she dropped the zero, is 828. And in the show, she decodes the death date. And you're telling me that the death date that she decodes in the show is 828 days after she was born, and the flight that she's decoding is flight 828, and Donald Trump equals 828? You guys understand what I'm showing you? Okay. And on top of that, if you go from the death of Donald J. Carter, the founder of the Dallas Mavericks, who this guy plays for at American Airlines Center, to tomorrow, the manifest death date is 2,300 days exactly, guys. And again, American Airlines Flight 77 in reverse Sumerian equals 2,300. What are the chances of that? Number 77 plays in American Airlines Center, which connects to Flight 77 American Airlines on 9/11. And from the guys who founded this team and play in this stadium, Donald J. Carter, to tomorrow is 2,300 days exactly. And the flight, American Airlines Flight 77 equals 2,300. Okay? And if you go from 9/11 itself, 9/11/2001 to tomorrow, it's 8,300 days. Well, what's interesting about it being 2,300 days from the death of Donald J. Carter to tomorrow and 8,300 days from 9/11 to tomorrow? Well, 83 is the 23rd prime. So you see the 8,300 days since 9/11, 2,300 days since Donald J. Carter's death, 83, you drop the zeros, 83, drop the zeros, 23, 83 is the 23rd prime, okay? So once again, and I just put down there at the bottom left, guys, the guy who, again, founded the Mavericks, Donald J. Carter, equals airplane crash, okay? And Flight 77, airplane crashed into the Pentagon, okay? And even Kobe Bryant, who died in another aviation incident, right? He has a connection, right? Because from the day he died on January 26, 2020 to tomorrow is exactly 227 weeks. And that's the gematria of American Airlines Flight 77 equals 227. And from Kobe Bryant's death to tomorrow is 227 weeks exactly. 227 is the 49th prime. Remember, Dallas equals 49. And 49 is 7 times 7. So this number 227 brings you again back to the 7-7. Okay? Just perfect. And this guy, he just died in a helicopter crash. The president of Iran, remember? Just on May 19th. I kind of predicted that in one of my videos if you guys didn't catch that. And look, his birthday. So I'm just making a connection between him and tomorrow, again, because this all connects to tomorrow. And this guy was the latest aviation incident. Okay, his birthday is December 14th, which just so happens to be the death date of the first American president, George Washington. So he's born on Washington's death date. And from Races, who just died in a helicopter crash, from his last birthday last year, 12/14/23, to tomorrow is 5 months and 19 days, guys. And 5/19 is the day he died in a helicopter crash. So from his birthday to tomorrow is the day he died, 5/19. Okay, do you get it? And this is called the death date. So this is all lining up with a death date. Okay, and I don't know who's going to die. I'm thinking maybe Jimmy Carter. I'm thinking maybe Joe Biden. I don't know. But I'm just saying, watch out. I'm sure there will be a death in the news tomorrow connected, okay, connected to this show Manifest, okay? At least I'm going to be keeping an eye for it, okay? But the big thing here is the 77s, guys, and how they all line up perfectly with this show and with the Dallas Mavericks and Donald Trump, all connected, right? So that's all I got for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hopefully you guys all got that. Try to go through it as good as possible. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.